Welcome back to another show, J Connects Podcast, episode 11. Tonight we got a special guest for all of you. Shout out to the Farmacy Fantoms. We got Gregory Cohen in the building. I'm just gonna bring him up right now. His AKA name is Metadutch. I'm super excited and also at the same time a little starstruck. You know what I'm saying? This is the guy. This is the guy you want to talk to. A lot of you know him. A lot of you may not know him, and that's exactly why we're doing this podcast. You may know him from Chop Cheese. You may know him for maybe even onboarding you. Because he's always out there doing his thing. So without further ado, without further delay, thanks for guys for waiting for us. Metadutch is here. How you feeling,
What's
man?
good, yo? I appreciate that intro, man. But I'm starstruck, bro. I'm on J Connects. What up, dog?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. He's here.
Oh we've chopped it up. We've chopped it up, bro.
Yeah, we definitely chopped it up. How you feeling, bro? How's everything?
I'm a little relieved. I've had a very rough week, but it's starting to calm down.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I know that you moved recently.
Yeah.
How was the move overall?
I don't think it's ever easy. So I'm gonna say I think we did a pretty good job. Couple mistakes. If I could do it again, I'd probably plan better. But okay. I don't think you could pull it together as best we did. I got a shot. My wife's, laying down chilling, and she's pregnant, but she's got like adrenaline. She's like a busy bee. She was boxing shit and moving. I was coming home and she was making rounds up to the crib. Like, didn't ask her to do anything. And then we were renting out an apartment, and she was like going over. I'm just saying, not just because she's here. She's a miracle. So, but yeah, I got a daughter on the way, about a month. So with that, and then I'm moving my mom into the house. So I got a lot of people staring at me like, you know what I mean? Like when people just look at you, and it's like, you sort of got to make decisions. And if you make a mistake, you got to just keep going. And they don't tell you about moving, bro. The realtor don't tell you about moving. Nobody tells you how hard Cablevision is to deal with. Nobody tells you about, living out of boxes, and they don't give you that heads up, I know
what you mean, because I recently moved myself out of New York. You're still in New York though, right?
Yeah. I mean, out of the city though. Like we was chatting backstage before, and I was hitting my fireflies. My windshield was glowing. I had to pull over, wipe my windshield down. I couldn't even see. So yeah, it smells like fire, and it's different up here.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get right into it. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk exactly about how did you get here, bro? Like how did you get into this space? How do you know stuff from the really beginning? Where you're born, where you're raised, and then we'll get into what everybody wants to know. You know what I'm saying? Let's start from the very, very beginning, actually.
Okay, so I was actually raised in a weird place because I was raised in Scarsdale, and Scarsdale is like a very suburban neighborhood. It's where Pharmacy for Life is right now. And it's like 10 minutes from Yonkers. So if you know New York, it's one of those places where if you make a right, it's not good. If you make a left, it's preppy. And, in a weird way, I was definitely blessed and privileged, because even though my father passed when I was young, my mother moved us in with my grandparents in Scarsdale, because my grandfather, we were in a rich neighborhood, but my grandfather was off the boat from Sicily. He was a Purple Heart veteran. He was a hardworking bakery owner. He woke up at 4 a.m, worked 7 days a week, Christmas, New Year's. My grandfather is like the epitome of work ethic. So like, it was weird because I'd like find myself like going to Yonkers and finding myself buying weed in the street in YO and bringing it back to the kids in Scarsdale and marking it up. And I found myself playing that role like chameleon and like
hustler early on.
Yeah, but I'm saying it because it's like I'm not from there, but it was like I didn't fit in the nice area because people were like, oh, his grandfather didn't work for HBO or he wasn't a bank exec. You know what I mean? Like I was working in the bakery I was working at 13 years old. They brought me to the post office to get my working papers. And that was like unheard of. Like my grandfather treated me like we didn't have two quarters to rub together. I had a house, nice house, all that, but they treated me like, there's nothing that's going to be left for you. Meanwhile, the kids I was going to school with, old money, dads were producers for HBO or vice president of M&T Bank. And
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say that you were 8 years old when all this was happening? Is that what it is?
13. But I was sweeping a bakery at 8.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's different, bro. It's off the boat mentality. I grew up with generation of people that came off the boat. My mother was first generation, and then, it was like multi-generational household in a rich neighborhood. So I didn't fit in there. So I found myself, I played piano. So whenever I made myself, to the studio in Yonkers, which shout out to, South Broadway, I was like, damn, this kid could play. It was like Scott Storch when he started playing the piano for Dre. It was like, there was producers like, you can actually play that? I'm like, yeah, bro. And then they would take my melodies, and then I had to start owning my shit, because then I was getting I was recording in studios, and then I'd hear my shit and I'd be like, that was my shit. And that's how that all began. So I just found my way to, like I said, Yonkers. So Scarsdale, hung out in Yonkers a lot, then moved to the Bronx about 8 years ago. Nice part of the Bronx, Riverdale. Moved in with my wife now. We was together for a long time, and then we just moved up to Buchanan, New York. So I'm up here. I'm actually close to P.
You just skipped the whole timeline.
Yeah. I went up there, but yeah.
You just skipped the whole timeline. But it's cool though. It's cool though, because we still learning, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. But man, I want to know more about you producing, man. I didn't know that you were a producer. I know that you had ties to like musicians. You play the piano, that's cool. Any other instruments you play?
I say I play guitar, but I suck. But when you do the digital production, and Smarts is a testament to this, you don't really have to, like, I play piano, but like I could put a beat together and you would think I played every instrument, but like you wouldn't want to see me on a guitar live or drums live, but I can make it work.
I want to see you on the piano. That's where I want to see you.
If it was hooked up. But yeah, no, I play piano. I definitely, I'm not like, classically trained, but I could sit there and come up with some melodies for sure.
Okay.
Actually, I produced Real Ghostly on the Alchemist album with Styles. That was me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna tap into some stuff. So we might as well get right into it. How did you meet Styles? Like, how did that come about? Was it from you going to one of these studios you're talking about, or?
Believe it or not, no. The studios I was working with, they were working with the people that didn't make it. So my clientele were the people trying to package themselves back when you was burning CDs and handing them out. And it was a different time back then because people had to invest in themselves, right? Nowadays, you can do everything on your phone. But back then, you had to like get a marketing pack, photo shoots, a graphic designer, an actual CD. So I was sort of catering to that market, and I went to college, and I got out of college, and I was working like a junior bullshit. Like, basically people want to say you're a junior broker, but you're basically like a cold caller, in an office, And I worked for my boy who went to high school with Styles, and every day I drove him to work, and I would always just play music or my music or whatever we were making. And one day he was like, I guess there was a time period where like Styles needed a ride from like Bear Mountain to a show or something. So I picked him up, drove him down to a show, went to the studio, and the whole ride there, he was listening to my music, and he was like, skip, and it was breaking my heart, right? Like when Styles is skipping your shit, you're like, oh man.
Wait, I want to bring it back to the time when this all happened. You weren't like starstruck. You weren't just casual, just like a regular thing for you. Or did you meet when you were doing all this? Did you meet other artists at the
No,
studio, or was this
no.
like a very close?
At the time when I first met him, he got in my car. So he's in the back seat of my car. I would say that was probably the most starstruck I would have ever been, because at every time you'd meet him or see him, it would go, you'd become more friendly and it becomes more normal. But we
Wow.
went to the studio that night, and I definitely met Kiss, Chic, Large Amount. At the time, AP, like it was like D Block, No Security at the time when they had the young, they had like a younger group of people. And when I went to the studio, man, it was like Styles was really embracing me, because he skipped a lot of my shit, but when he got to the beat he liked, he just said, put it on replay until we get to the studio. And we must have listened to Real Ghostly like 15 times, because it was like an hour ride. And when he walked into the studio, I met Poobs that night for the first time. He jumped into the studio. First we talked and got to know each other, but when he jumped in the studio and started spitting to the beat, bro, like I was sitting on the couch. It was like 2 a.m, and my boy was with me, and I looked at him and I just sort of closed my eyes, and I was like, I could die right now. I could die right now, because I was such a fan, and then I never knew where the song was going to get placed, right?
Mm.
So one day, it was February of 2009, I'm in the office, and my man was like, yo, check out Real Ghostly. I went to track. Well, no, he said, listen to the album, see if it's there. And I remember, how back in the day, Apple Music, you only got samples. You could only listen to a sample, or you had to buy the shit.
Yeah.
There was no like streaming service at the time. Like you had to pay like $9.99 for the digital version. And back then there was still, you'd go to Best Buy and buy a CD back then. So I listened to the first 30 seconds of every song, and I was getting like, by every song that it wasn't my song, I was like, oh man, it ain't here. And then track 9, I heard, and I was like, oh shit. I went back to the block. I had my friends. We was in the whip. We played that song, man, fucking 300 times, bro. I could fucking tell you how that song sounds, syllable, the decimal, the decibel, like every, So it was pretty dope, though. A couple million views on YouTube. That wasn't me. I wasn't prepared. I was like that Hot Tour girl. I wasn't ready for it, bro.
Hot Tour girl.
I should have had, because I should have had a YouTube up. You know what I'm saying? I should have had the song. I should have got that million of views, and it was somebody else. You know what I mean? But that's the way it is.
Different times back then, right?
I had no fucking clue,
Man, I'm still trying to go back to that feeling that you had when you had Styles in your whip, like what that felt like. You know what I'm saying? Because
when you try to keep your shit together, like it really, like I just remember myself like, don't fuck it up. And I remember when I heard the song, to expand on it, Styles asked me if I wanted to get paid. And I just remember like money didn't mean it. Like I knew I could get a couple thousand maybe. My bad. I knew I could get a couple thousand. But I was like, yo, I'm just going to do this for the love, and hopefully it comes out to something better than a couple dollars, And it did. I think he always knew, if you ever need a favor, if you ever need me for anything, it sort of became one of those. So I definitely opted for the relationship instead of the business transaction.
Got you. So yeah, he definitely saw something in you early on and was like, this is definitely the guy I want to connect with. And from then, I guess you started working for him. That's what happened. You guys developed that relationship?
No. Jojo, who's my partner, he kept sort of pursuing that role. I sort of got into the car business and then it was like a reconnection with the Web3 shit. Like, if it wasn't for Web3, you know, we were sort of on a, he would know who I was. I got a funny story. My name is Dutch. Like, when I introduced myself back then, it was, I'm Dutch, right?
Right.
And what makes styles different is, how do you tell somebody that's not like their name, right? So he was like, "You're not Dutch." And I'm like, "Okay," you know. And
Wait a minute, what?
and he was
name.
like,
That's
"Yeah," and he was like, "Nah." He was like, "Nah, you're not Dutch." He's like, "You're Nolte," and I was like, "Nolte,"
That was
and he
that
was
mean?
like, he said that I sounded like Chris Penn and Nick Nolte mixed. So he just came out with it. He would just call me Chris Nolte. So like, my friends would go to the juice bar and be like, "Yo, Dutch is our man. He made Real Ghostly." And he'd be like, "Who the fuck is Dutch?" My friends would think I was lying, bro. And they'd be like, "Yo, he don't know you." And I'd be like, "Yo, go back there next time and say Nolte." And when you went up to P and said Nolte, he'd be like, "That guy with the crazy white guy voice." You know, he always called me the guy with the crazy white. He's like, "You got the craziest white guy voice ever." And if you know Styles, he's just weird. Like, he likes to create his own, like, how he perceives shit. Like one time he told me how to make a beat. He was like, "Yo, make it sound like 2030 and 1980 mixed." Like, shit like that. Like, he just has his own way of getting his point across, I guess. But yeah, that's just the mentality of how I was young. And when I came back around, you know, I basically rekindled our relationship and definitely took a major step in the direction of building like this. So
Okay, so we're gonna get back to this. Just wanted to touch on you said you told me that you're a finance director.
yeah.
Right. So I know you've mentioned a couple of times about you being at the dealership, selling cars while we're on Chop Cheese. For anyone that's tuning in right now on the live, we're talking to Gregory Cohen. He's the co-founder of Farmacy Fantoms, and the other co-founder is Styles P. He's a hip hop artist. And yeah, we're live right now, man. You got the family in here. We got Mr. McFly. He's part of the team, right? We're gonna talk about that.
Number one, bro.
We see Ali in here, definitely number one. Shout out to Lo if you're watching this, tuning in. You got Jim. You know what I mean, Jim. He's also a founder from the Pigeons of New York, and you guys already know I'm the brand ambassador. So we're gonna touch on some things, and one of the things we're gonna touch on right now is the dealership, because there's been a lot of references to like cars and you selling cars. And honestly, man, I didn't know what you really did. I thought you were obviously just a car salesman based off of that conversation that you were having randomly in spaces. I didn't know what your actual title was. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you did
Common.
say your grandfather was a hard worker. He got you into that mentality of working, and you're a salesman, right? That's probably how you got into the. That's probably how you did so well with the Pharmacy Fandoms. You know how to talk to people, and bring the communities together and sell NFTs. Because we'll get to the fact that you got sold out, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about briefly. Let's talk about how you got into the cars, and then how's it going.
Well, I graduated college in 09,
Okay.
similar time to making that music. And if you know what it was like to graduate college in debt back then, there was no jobs. So the degree was useless at the time. And my cousin always had me working summer jobs at dealerships. He was a manager. He was friends with a guy that ended up buying a dealership. And when I was in July 4th, 2010, I was at a pool party. I was water basketball. I was dunking over this dude. I was like, it was so funny because he's just not athletic, and he's my boss, Joe. And we got out of the pool, and one of his salespeople died on the way home, had a heart attack in his car.
Oh wow.
And he looked at me and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I was actually about to open up a music studio in White Plains. I was literally about to throw every dollar I had in this thing. And the studio's still open to this day. It wouldn't have been a bad thing.
Right.
And I was, people that have real careers, they sort of laugh at that shit. They're like, "Well, yeah, music studio, laugh." He was like, "Yo, why don't you come to the dealership, see if you fit in? Like, if you want to do uh, cold calling, telemarketing, service, sales." And I ended up just started selling cars day one. Um, and then I sold cars for a couple of years, and I sort of just navigated towards doing the paperwork. I'm just good at organizing. I'm good at making sure I dot my I's. I try and keep it very, to be in that job, you have to be able to have a relationship with banks. So I'm good at that. You need to be able to deal with salespeople because they become your customer, the salesperson, and
Right.
the customer, is somebody that they get very uncomfortable in that office. So you want to be somebody that they can feel like they can pull out a beer and have a drink with you. There's just there becomes a science to it. But I love what I do, and I definitely show up every day excited because you don't know what you're going to make in that job. Some days it's zero negative money. Some days you have a good day. So
And it's. I mean, at this point, it's not commission for you anymore. You said you're the finance director, so
no,
you're
it's
making
all commission. Nope.
it's
If I go, yeah, I don't make one penny on. I go to work, I'm in the red.
wow, really? Finance director.
Don't
It's all
matter.
doesn't matter. The title doesn't matter. It makes, but then also at the same time, it actually makes you go harder because of it, right?
Yeah, you wake up every day. Like I said, I always look at it like a video game, and you get your scores here. When I wake up, it's like gas, red, toll, red. When I get to work, I always tell people, like salespeople joke around, laugh. I'll be like, "Yo, I'm here in the negative today, bro. Y'all better get to work. Bring me some customers and shit." Like the car business is very dog eat dog. It's very old school. It's got a stockbroker vibe. You show up, you know what I'm saying? You sort of degenerate shit. Like we could still have fun. You could still go outside and grab somebody off the street, sell them a car, and then brag to your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
so.
So I'm looking at a car right now. Like, have you sold cars?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, for
online?
4 years I was selling cars.
I mean, I was about to ask the question is, have you sold cars on X? Like, I see there's a car on here right now for 25. Well, this is probably an old one. This is what, May 31st.
Yeah, I used that was just a unique car.
Okay.
That's a very unique car. So I figured things that are unique, you sort of could, get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you could sort of get people to call you on it. I wouldn't do that. It doesn't work unless it's something that just stands out.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. So I think we learned a little bit more about you. Congratulations on your wife being pregnant.
Thank you,
What's
man.
what's yeah, absolutely, bro. I wish I had like the I wish I had the button to give you the the
The
round of
applause.
applause. You know what I'm saying? Like if you guys are on X or Twitter, you know what I'm saying? There's like a soundboard that we could use on our phones.
Yeah.
So if you know, you know. And then a lot of the viewers in here probably already know, but for anyone that watches it later, yeah, this whole channel is about really just showing the lifestyle of Web3 people. You know what I'm saying? But I also interview people that are not Web3. So I'm trying to get a mix of both. That's what this whole channel will be about. So that being said, this might be a perfect opportunity to go right into the Pharmacy Fantoms, right? And we'll start off with I was on the website. So let me just go back to the website actually. Not that website. Where is it? Here we go. And this is the official website. You guys tap in pharmacyfantoms.io. And this is the art. Talk to me about the art because I think I saw that the artist is. Oh, I'll ask you the question. Who's the artist? Because
It was Dino Belly.
Dino Belly. Now,
Yeah,
Dino Belly you met in Web3, or this is someone that you met IRL? Because I had suspicions that it's someone that he knew already.
no, I met him in a Twitter space, and he was not taking on any work. He had his own project, and I got his number from a mutual from Brando, and I called him and I was like, "Yo, I want you to do the artwork for Styles P." And he was like, "Yo, I really can't take on, you know." And I was like, I didn't take no for an answer, and became one of the best things he ever did. And he actually became no bullshit, one of my closest friends. I talk to him every day. I talk to him more than friends that I've known since kindergarten.
Wow.
So it was probably, I mean this when I say it, one of the greatest things that came out of this project was the fact that Dino and I were meant to be best friends, dude. That's my boy, bro.
Okay.
So same goes for McFly. Same goes for a lot of people. A lot of the best thing that came out of this space was some of the relationships.
I hear that. So talk to me about onboarding Styles P. That's what it has here. Track 1. I think it talks about you onboarding him, or I saw it maybe somewhere else.
Yeah,
So,
I can give you the verbal.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember, Jay, but 2021, post COVID, I started seeing like OpenSea, and I was seeing like projects, whatever, and I was like blown away by like how infatuated I was with like the traits, the generative art, and one of the projects that was trending was Wall Street Bulls.
Yes.
And
yes.
I was so new to Web3 that I didn't even know what Discord was, right? So I just fell into a Discord. I was getting DMs about, I bought a bull. I figured out the whole, like, all on my own, like download MetaMask, ETH, whatever. I buy a bull, I go into the Discord, and everybody's hitting me up, like trying to scam me, you know?
That's interesting because I thought the whole bull thing was Styles did this, but it was you. Okay, so I'm glad I got that clarification. I'm just imagining Styles going online and buying a bull.
No. What happened was I ended up being next to Styles, and my screensaver was a bull. It was Donald Trump's hair. If you go back to my Twitter, Dino, for my birthday, made me a 3D version of my first NFT. So he took the bull and made it his own version of it. And it was a Donald Trump bull strapped to a rocket with glue in his nose with an American flag. Yo, I just fell in love with it. And Styles saw it and he cracked the fuck up. And he was like, yo, what the fuck is this? And when I went back to the chat, I remember there was a voice chat. And I didn't know Web3. And one guy was like, yo, you know Styles P? I was like, yeah. And that was back when Web3 was just trying to get celebrities involved, retweet their project, anything, right? And they were just like, yo, can you get Styles like into the Discord and maybe get him an NFT? And what ended up happening was, shout out to the founders of Wall Street Bulls, Memes and Cam Rackham, they ended up making him a 1-of-1. And then Styles opened up a wallet, got his 1-of-1, which is the Ghost Bull. And then Styles made a song for the Wall Street Bulls. Like, yo, this is community? Well, the best thing I can do that's not him, by the way. I don't know who that is. That's not the Wall Street Bulls, though. That's the Wall Street Bull. No. They're on I don't know what they're doing right now. I don't know if they got a Twitter. They probably got a Twitter. But yeah, he was just like, I'll make a song for the Bulls. And if you listen to the OG Ghost Bull song, like his son made the beat, and it was the bell at the NASDAQ, ding, 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 you know, and like he just started dropping like, degen, like he started dropping like just terms and like he learned, and it was just interesting to watch him start to give the community something without asking for anything back. And I think after we did the Wall Street Bull project, then we did the Ghost Bull project, which we, it's shocking. We did how many Ghost Bulls are there? I don't remember how many, but however many we did, it was just a wild project. And then we were like, let's do our own. And that's when I started to talk to Dino. I told him how I wanted it to look, like a Pac-Man ghost in a way. A lot of the traits started to come together with like, a lot of me explaining Yonkers and New York culture to a guy from West Virginia that's amazing with artwork, like one of the funny stories is, how Jadakiss wears the paper towel bandana?
Yeah.
I explained that to Dino, and I was going through the 101 and Jadakiss's 101. He had the paper towel bandana, but like, how a biker would wear it? Like going over his whole head. And it looked like he was wearing like a toilet paper hat. And it wasn't like how Kiss wore it. I had to scrub and get the metadata changed because I couldn't. I was like, if Kiss sees toilet paper on his head, it's going to be a problem. So we like last minute, we uploaded like a brand new trait, saved the day. But yeah, man, that project is still just so much good content in there, music, artwork, IP. You get the stems. You can go to the website, download your stems for Web 6, which was a free claim. I mean, we really gave people access, shows. You've been there. You've seen it. I'll never feel like we didn't accomplish great things. And then I also just see it like now. People hit me up. Can I go to a show? If we can make it happen, we make it happen. So a lot of cool shit. If you buy a juice and you open a ticket with a picture of the juice, I'll send you the juice back in ETH. Little things like that. Shit that we've been doing for community members that for almost 2-3 years now that I don't publicize anymore. Like it gets tiring to be like, oh, like we just do it and maybe it goes unnoticed, but we definitely are here still, even though NFTs are slow and dead. I still think that this project is different because there was always a meaning behind it with Styles. It was music, it was art, it was IP, it was access. There's a brand there. There's going to be continuance. He might be on a Web 2 tour right now, but when he starts to, one thing is when Styles starts to land, he starts to call me, what are we doing next? And that conversation is already happening right now. So there it is. Yeah. So that shit, imagine it went over his full head. How stupid that looked.
I can't.
Yeah, it looked horrible.
I think I remember Fabulous doing that.
Yeah, that was Kiss right there, though. The paper towel bandana.
I know, but I think I remember. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I remember Fab do it before.
Yeah, it could have been. It might have been a time thing. Now, my wife is listening. She said Fab had the real bandanas for sure.
He had the real bandanas. He had the jersey. He had the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Fab was definitely fresh too.
I'm popping my shirt out because I'm hot. And I forgot to mention, you know what I'm saying? I got the I Love New York shirt. Shout out to the Pigeons of New York. Shout out to Jim. This shirt came in literally today, bro. As many times as we delayed this this interview,
I know, man.
The same day.
Yo, the world could have been ending today. I wasn't gonna tell you no. I didn't have. I would have been. You would have seen me in pixels today if I didn't have internet.
And for everybody else, just so you know, we could have did it on Thursday. But I wanted to make sure everything was good. Camera was right, Wi-Fi was on, and all that because he just moved. So
yeah, man, it was. You can't control the timing.
You can't. But I'm gonna pop this drink right now. Shout out to NFT Energy. You know, McFly is in the room, so we got 44 people, 45, 46. As I'm talking, the numbers keep going up. We got 46 people on the live watching us right now on
Appreciate
YouTube.
y'all.
Huh? What was that?
Bless you.
Oh, bless you. Right.
No, I appreciate the 47, 46 people, man. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna drink a little bit more water.
And Jay, just so you know, like when we did Chopped Cheese, like one of the things I always told Smarts was I always wanted to make it an interactive space. I never wanted it to be me and Smarts, just because me and Smarts could talk forever. Me and you could talk forever.
Right.
These are cool because we can really express like what we did. You could look back. You could do this. I appreciate somebody like you that has that chronological brain. Keep me, instead of just where it could get out of control. But Chopped Cheese was a forum where we were just like, we want everybody to be a participant. We want everybody to be a co-host. We want everybody to throw their hat in the race, and it's amazing to see where Chopped Cheese is. It really is. Chopped Cheese is like, seriously, people look forward to it. I get so many DMs. I see so many people like just expressing themselves and business ideas and friendships formed, and it's just fucking dope. There's no way to not say it's not cool. You know what I mean?
We're gonna get back to Chopped Cheese, but we got to go real back to the collection of the Farmacy Fantoms as a whole, and then we're gonna tap into Chopped Cheese right after that. So let me get back to that page real quick of OpenSea. You know what I'm saying? Let me get back to the collection itself, and let's talk about this number right here. Who chose the number for the Farmacy Fantoms to be this many items?
So we did a lot of firsts, Jay. We were the first project.
Okay.
We were the first project to ever drop public sale and private sale, 2 different prices at the same time. So the ERC contract before Farmacy Fantoms was you could not run 2 sales at the same time. So if you wanted to do a cheaper mint for the pre-sale and the whitelist, you had to have that go on for 48 hours, and then you would turn on public. But one thing that I was doing with Brando was pushing the dev, because we were learning whitelist was killing projects, bro. You hype it up to a date. It was Styles' birthday. You turn that fucking switch on, 48 hours, people lose interest. They move the fuck on. We turned both on. So you could have paid 0.042 or 0.04, whatever, 0.03, whatever, at the same time. Go.
How did you manage to do that? What kind of devs you got?
We were actually, we used Wenmint, bro. And Wenmint just said, we have a contract. You could be the first, or you could go, because it was a risk for me to say I had to be the one. I was the one. It was like, they were like, yo, it could completely blow up in your face and not work. And I was like, fuck, but I saw that that's when you got to weigh your shit, right? I was like, nah, it's cool, because I can sit here and tell you it worked. We did credit card. You could buy on a credit card with the paper, whatever that website's called. And then we were the first to do that. So that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, we did a 2-week. We were also the first project to let me not say that. I would say we were the second project, but nobody knows, like, the first project sort of didn't go far. But we were the second project to do a timed mint. So where everybody was trying to mint out 10Ks, we were like, look, we're going to open for 2 weeks. If we mint 400, we stop at 400. If we mint 10,000, the project was set. We actually had 4,000 and change generated in case it would be a 10K. And after 2 weeks, we got to 5,755 or something like that. It was one of those numbers. And we were going to stop it. And we had Styles in the space, and we said, yo, Styles, you want to stop it, or you want to reserve like 900, and just round it to 6666. The crazy thing about the numbers, and this is why you're the man, Jay, because I wouldn't have brought this up. Styles is big into like life numbers, and his life number is 6. So he saw 6 and was like, do 6666. When we did Web 6, that was the free claim. I had to turn it off. Like I had to stop the claim at a certain number. And I stopped it at 1212. And if you know, that's New York City's area code. And that's also 6 + 6 + 6 + 6. If you know what I'm saying, the 6612, 6612, yeah, you're mind blown. So and people that aren't in the life that don't understand how important these collection numbers are. Like when people look at your OpenSea, they always look, where did they choose to stop? So there's a story behind that. So you got it out of me.
That's my Sherlock homie gif. I wish I had the the
Yo, I'm mad you just said Sherlock homie, dog. That's hilarious.
GIF, man. Like McFly knows what I'm talking about. Sherlock homie. That's
Sherlock homie. Oh man.
And let me see. Let me get back to this real quick. Yeah, I just want. Honestly, this is the first time I've actually gone to the analytics on Farmacy Fantoms. So I just want to do a little breeze through and just see who the top holders are. Give them a little shine.
Art 4A, bro. Let me tell you something about R4A, bro. R4A, I had to tell him to stop buying NFTs, bro. And he hit me up on a DM. I'll screenshot this, bro, because it shows what a legend that guy is, man. He's just in love with the project, bro. He was like, I'm never happier than when I get home from work and I start sweeping the floor and looking for shit. That guy fell in love with this project. Like nobody understands that I told this man to stop buying NFTs. I was like, yo, appreciate it.
Stop.
You're becoming like, you're triple the whale. He's a triple whale. He has his own role in the Discord with a broom next to his name. I mean, and if Art 4A never makes a penny on a Phantom, it means nothing to him. He loves the artwork, the music. He loves to be a part of it. Never came to a show. Hopefully I'll meet him. Sort of one of those guys that's like, this is what I do, bro. I'm not here for no, in Web 6, Style shouts him out, which is cool,
You've referenced Web 6 a few times. We're in Web 3. What does that mean?
Web 6 is the free claim. That's what it's called. Because Styles always says Web 2 and Web 3, fuck, it's Web 6. So we have Web 2 and Web 3. The Farmacy Phantom free claim was Web 6.
And this is Web 6 right here. So if anyone thinks I didn't know what I was talking about, I did my research. This is just alley-oop. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to clear the air real quick in case someone was interested and wanted to know about the collection, right? So thanks for the explanation about that. Let's get into the items. Let's see what we're talking about. Web 6. Wait a minute.
There's a song behind it.
I'm looking at the price. Wait a minute. That's the price right now? Is that
yeah. Yeah, somebody has it on there for $2.5 million because it's fucking priceless, bro. That's why, dog.
Oh.
I mean, no one will pay that. If someone paid that, I'd drop dead. But
this is 2 months ago.
We got look at it like this, bro. That's if you got that free claim, if you look at the artwork in the song, man, They shout out the pigeons in New York, man. This is cultural shit at this point, bro.
All right, hold on. Let me rewind it. Let me rewind it for the people. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear the audio or not. So tell me if you hear it. Did you hear it?
No.
No. Still don't hear it. Oh yeah, this is the song that Smarts plays all the time. Damn. No. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Well, it just gives people an excuse to go to the fucking open sea and check it out because it's fire.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play it without the sound so I can hear you, and then you guys can just look at the visuals. You know.
Yeah.
So let's before we hit the chop cheese again, let's just talk about the team. Obviously we talked about how you and Styles P met, how you came together, how you onboarded him through the Wall Street Bets. And funny thing about Wall Street Bets is I found out all about Wall Street Bets when Shiba Inu was skyrocketing, and I got my bread up from that and the influence on YouTube. My boy was like, "Yo, go to Wall Street Bets, man. They got all the best calls, right?" And then I eventually got into NFTs along the way, and I saw the bull, I saw the ghost bull, and I was like, "Oh damn, they even got Styles P on this shit. It's bullish." And then I went down the rabbit hole of NFTs, and I kind of like forgot about it, right? And then eventually I heard about it again later on, and you were in the space, right? This is after I had met Smarts online. I didn't meet him in person. I met the pigeons like in Web3, right? On X. Anyways, but yeah, you were talking about minting, and I minted one to show support before I even knew what the NFT even did. Before I even knew it was even a music NFT. I was just like captivated by the music and everybody that was in the room, the vibes, and the fact that, ultimately it's a New York project, right? And me being from New York, I was part of a project at that time, and not knowing there was a New York project already out there made me even, more eager to learn more about it. So I remember minting, and I minted the Ghost Bull.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into the Ghost Bull, and I just remember someone in the crowd saying how, and during like the bear market at the time, um, I think it was cheaper when I minted it, right?
Yeah,
So
because the first one was about $1,000.
yeah, that's what the girl was saying. I think she said,
And then I gotta say, like, it was controversial because doing the Gospel iPad, for $40, a lot of people were like, "What the fuck?" But we were like, "We're only making like 400 of them like we did it so that we can add some sort of excitement." That was what you did. That was what you did, and one thing that Styles has done is he's differentiated it where a Ghost Bowl is going to get VIP tickets, but an original Ghost Bowl is all access, backstage. You're with the team. You're backstage with Styles. You're not just in the balcony with the good seats.
so what I have is the balcony with the good seats.
You got the balcony with the good seats, but you got my number. So we like when we can,
okay.
you know what I mean? We still bring you backstage, bro. But when it comes down to shows like New York, you got to have it tiered out because it's right now the list in New York's at 50. So we can't bring more than 50 extracurriculars, it's very hard to do.
Got you. Okay. Okay. I recently showed the charts of some action happening, right? Some activity, in terms of like sweeps. Looks like.
Yeah, McFly's running a Friday space where they just go crazy about the traits that they like, and had a pretty dope turnout last time. I think it was 15-ish sweeps. Listen, I always said I'm gonna try and just do cool shit. I'm not gonna look at the floor price. I think if you minted a Pharmacy Phantom, it costs you $40, and if we swept the floor right now, I would have it back in mint price with my own pocket if I wanted to. Reason I just don't think it's healthy for us to accumulate. I think it's something that can onboard people at a good price. So I think it's like $25 right now, or $18. Flip it up to 40 real quick. But the reality of it is, I would definitely say we never did this to be a 10x, 20x. We did this to put a real. When we were number one on Billboard for music NFTs, we trend on OpenSea all the time. I wrote an email to OpenSea 2 weeks ago, and I've gotten as high as you could possibly get. Okay, because I said to them, you're getting more exposure off of Styles P bringing an NFT to what he's done. For you not to give him a blue check is fucked up. So they said they're going to really try this time because we got the ETH, but there's an internal formula that they have, and I just don't see how we could be the number one music NFT in December of 2022 and be on your fucking website on page one and you don't give us the blue check with a celebrity like P. It's fucked up. So fuck you, OpenSea. You know what I'm saying? But
I hear you, bro. So Brando, real quick. You kept mentioning Brando.
I love Brando, bro. You see that smile, bro? I love Brando, bro. Brando's
about Brando. You mentioned Brando quite a few times. I'm assuming you're part of the Apes Together Strong community for a while before.
Yo, I'll blow your mind again, Jay.
Yeah, I'm ready for it, bro. That's what we're here for.
I co-founded ATS, bro.
Hold on, let me get my drink together for a second. What you say?
Co-founded ATS, man. I was there in the think tank with Brando. I brought Styles. They did the 1 of 1 for Styles. Yeah, man. He brought me in. It's so funny, bro. He brought me in to run his Twitter Spaces, and then he became the biggest Twitter Space host in the history of Twitter.
Hold on. I'm gonna need some dates, man. You can't just say something like that. I'm not saying I don't believe you, but we gotta go with.
I have the contract, bro. He sent me the contract, bro.
He
called me Metadutch. He called me Metadutch in a contract.
Is it on the blockchain? Is that the
Yo, how much did I get right now if I get that fucking Yo, that's not a bad idea, bro.
Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up.
What's the address? Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, Dollar Dutch, and I'll post it tomorrow, bro. I'll post that shit tomorrow, bro.
We want to see it on chain. The people want to know.
Brando, I'll tell you, Jay. Brando called me on Discord. Edmonton, Canadian kid. Hey, mate, type shit. And he was so excited about, I'm the first ape project. And it don't look like stupid fucking apes. It looks like Planet of the Apes. And I'm Cesar. And I'm fucking bullish. He was a Wall Street bull. That's how he knew me. And he's like, I need you. And I need Styles. I'll make you a co-founder. And back then, co-founder, I just made NFTs, bro. He just gave me some NFTs, bro. And I really didn't give a fuck. You know, it was cool with me. And I just think, that was my experience on a mint. And we invented megaspaces, bro. I don't give a fuck when they write the book on megaspaces, me, Brando, Moon Pie, Jelly, and Jimmy, and a select other few that we were minting out ATS, and we started to learn how megaspaces sold out projects. And we were back then to get 1,000 people in a space was crazy, bro. And we were getting for ape spaces, like when we were the next person to mint the gold ape got like 10 grand. I was just chewing on a fucking, joint, just minting ATS, bro, in the space. You know what I'm saying? Like just dying to get that gold one to get the 10 grand, like degenerate casino shit.
Wow.
And Brando took ape spaces to a fucking high, man, a real high, bro. So now everybody's an apes mega space host or whatever, and just they don't realize what it was. And the funny part of that whole story is Twitter. Brando hired me to be his Twitter host, and he became the best Twitter host ever. Never needed me for it. Hilarious.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Shout out to Brando. You know, I got to meet him at that event, which I'm gonna pull up once I can find it. I know it's pretty much everywhere on X. So let me just go to X because I definitely have been reposting some stuff. I actually probably should find it right here because
Yeah,
you also posted it. So let's pull up. Let's skip over that one for now. Let's pull up this one right here. This was the birthday party. This was last. Can you hear the audio? You hear the sound? Did you hear the sound or no?
Nah, but he's just kicking everybody out the venue and telling people if you're a fan of him, you stay.
Yeah, we're gonna skip over that one too.
And that's what I'm trying to say, bro. I don't know any celebrity in the space that has done what Styles has done, bro. Fucking legend.
He had Jadakiss, his partner from the Locks, right there on stage with him for his birthday party. That was, man. Shout out to McFly because, like you said, I didn't have the Ghost Bull NFT that got me access to everything, but big shout out to McFly because early on, he is the sole reason why well, not the sole reason, but he's one of the main reasons why I joined the Pigeons of New York, as well as Low. You know what I'm saying? And from there it's been a ride. You know what I mean? It's been a ride because he hit me up. He's like, "Yo, Jay, you want to come to this thing? I got you." I came through, and I think I walked right past you, bro. I think I saw you upstairs on the second floor, and I remember your I remember from your PFP what you look like, and I think Upper was next to you. I think Food Chain was right next to you on the second floor, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Knox.
And McFly was upstairs with Styles. And I'm not going to go over the story, how long the story is, because I say all the time in spaces, he's probably saying, not again. So I'm just going to say it was a good time. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lo as well. She's awesome. So, yeah, we talked about Brando. We talked about Styles. We talked about you. We talked about the artists. And there's also a partner. Styles P has a partner as well. I think I pulled it up on OpenSea. There was a fourth person.
That's Dojo. That's the guy that I worked with that got my song on Alchemist and shit.
Oh.
Same guy, bro. Same guy. That's my partner, bro. That's my fucking me and him. You know how you got a lot of friends?
Yeah.
You can't do business with every friend, but that's the only friend that I've ever done business with. Like in the sense where that's my business partner and my friend. So
that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So does he come around often? Have I seen him in any events, or he's
run every single event? He's just running around though.
Okay. He's in the back end of things. Is he on Discord too?
He is. The Outlet is his username.
Yeah. Forgive me for not being on Discord as much.
Nah, man, he's not really on it either, but he has a presence where you could ping him,
Got you. Shout out to Queen. See you in the building. You know what I'm saying, shout out to Wadi, wherever you're at. Got a few of the community members in here showing love. So I
gotta tell my wife something, bro. Babe, that bacon, egg, and cheese is incredible.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Bro, I got my wife a bacon, egg, and cheese from no, I took one bite.
Are you kidding me? That's good. It wouldn't be right if you didn't show us a sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, my wife took a bite and was like, "Yo, this fucking bacon, egg, and cheese is flames, dog." And I took a little bite. Like you probably saw me move the camera, and that shit was. I'm sort of mad that I didn't get one. Fuck, man. Yo, the place is hit or miss. Sometimes she tells me she hates it, and when I saw her enjoy it, I was like, man, that shit is probably banging.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We're talking about sandwiches right now. This is probably a perfect time to segue into the infamous space. And for those of you that don't know what a space is, it really is just a room where people can come together, they can join in, they can have a full blown conversation from all walks of life, no matter where you are, what time zone you're in. You can just join this room. You can request to come up and speak, or you can sit down and be a listener, and you can interact with the hosts and the co-hosts of the room. I look at it as like a podcast, but a podcast that you can actually interact in. That's what we love going into Twitter, going into X, and this is where you could meet people like Styles P in spaces. You can meet people like Dutch, Pigeons of New York, and apes together strong. And to you, it may sound like, okay, I don't know the other things you just mentioned, but I do know about Styles P, and that's fine. But definitely want to tap into X more often because there's a lot there. So we're gonna tap back over here. Do you see the link tree? Do you see the screen?
Yes, sir. That's my shit.
All right, so we're gonna tap on Chop Cheese. It is a podcast. It is on YouTube. I'm gonna pull that up as well. But right now we're gonna tap on the actual show, and I believe I have it pulled up here. Yep. Do you see this?
Yeah, that's my OneDrive.
Okay, so this is from.
That's every chopped cheese ever.
Yeah. So the funny thing about this, I didn't even know you had it like this.
Yeah, I don't fuck around, Jay.
Yeah, I was telling Smarts like it would be a good idea if you download stuff just in case. And then he was like, "It's already downloaded."
I actually delete it from Twitter so that's the only fucking place you can hear it. Just because I wanted to make it a little more exclusive, when it.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, you'll never find my spaces. I delete them after like a week or two, bro.
Wow.
They're all right there, dog. Mm-hmm.
The 14th was a busy day for you, huh? You got 1 through what is this? 1 through 40 was downloaded that day.
Yeah, that was when I decided to do it. My wife is here, so I'm gonna speak, like she's in the room with me. I get like when I'm on a mission, she'll stop me and be like, "What the fuck are you still doing that for?" Like the other day, what was I doing, man? I was hosing the crib because there's spider webs and shit in the new house. She was like, "You were outside hosing for 2 hours." I would have probably been out if she didn't say something. Like sometimes I just do. I have like someone has to be like, "Yo, have you drank water? Have you gone to the bathroom?" Like it's like
it's your grandfather, man. Your grandfather instilled that in you, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of procrastination in me though. There's ADHD. It's a weird disease, bro. I can do it, but then there's times where I just. Yeah, that's why I did it that one day. I do it in one day, and then I'm like, damn, I don't got to do it again. That's the way I live. Homework, all that. Get it all done, so I don't got to do it later.
Got you. I got you. I'm pulling up chopped cheese right now because we got to tap into that real quick. So talk to me about chopped cheese. Why is it? Well, this is a question that someone wanted me to ask you months ago when I told them I was going to interview you. So I think now I'm actually here. This might be a good time to ask the question. Why is it spelled chopped cheese, and when it's chopped cheese, the sandwich that we eat, like why not spell it with just the 1 P? With why the why the extra?
So I'm about to maybe debate this. Maybe I don't know yet, babe. When you go to the menu on a deli, the chopped cheese or chopped cheese?
Do you say you want a chopped cheese sandwich? You say you want a chopped cheese sandwich,
babe? Yeah.
This also might be the first time.
How do you spell it in your head?
Well, it's not chopped cheese. It's chopped cheese.
Right.
Uh-oh.
So the way that I envision the wording is that, like, when I say it, I say chopped cheese. I hear and see the PPED.
Okay.
It
That's
it
valid.
honestly, it honestly, I've seen it on menus as chopped cheese,
Okay.
probably more than I've seen it as chopped cheese. And I feel like when the name came out, it was we were on the phone like, what are we gonna name this shit? And I was and
On the
Smart said
phone
something.
with. Oh, stop. Okay. I gotta give everybody the insight who doesn't know who we're talking about, because
Yeah, so
some of
Smarts.
them don't know who Smarts is. No, some of them know who I'm saying.
Yeah, so I was talking to Smarts from Pigeons in New York, and he was like, what are we gonna call it? And he was like, I was like, well, what are we doing on the space? And he was like, chopping it up. And I was like, chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, chopping it up.
Chopping it up.
I was like, chopped cheese. And he was like, yo, you just know when you know, bro. And that's just how I spell it, bro. I guess the answer to your person is that's just how I spell it.
That's how you spell it. That was already the answer, man. It was a little deeper than that. That's
Honestly,
what it
when
is.
you said it, I didn't even realize it was two ways. You could be
I didn't
100%
realize
right.
it
I could be
either, bro.
completely fucking wrong on this one.
Dutch, I was in a space and they said, yo, it's chopped cheese. I'm like, and when he said it, I was like, you're right. It is chopped cheese. Like I was like, yeah, why is it called chopped cheese?
I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. I'm gonna do some analytics tomorrow.
I was like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I haven't been around long enough to know how it all started. But you know what?
Listen, my wife is a Bronx 100%. Like she's more New York than anybody in chopped cheese. So for her to say it's chopped cheese, I think I lost already. But
but that's gonna be the conversation that we'll have tomorrow on chopped cheese.
Facts. I'll have answers tomorrow on chopped cheese. Tune in 5 p.m.
We're gonna have us talk on the space. Yeah, let's talk about the actual show itself. Why is the show two founders of two different projects coming together? Why isn't the show Farmacy Fantoms? I know now it is with McFly, but why is it two different projects coming together? Now, yeah, I'm gonna let you answer that, and I have another question.
Smarts and I always saw that we did better together. And we always saw it as if there was a time to bring communities together that culturally vibed, that was it. And our collaboration efforts were so dope. Styles loves the Pigeons in New York. He loves the project. He was actually a pigeon. They made him a pigeon. That's a whole nother story, but that's how we met. I jumped into a space and I was like, yo, who the fuck's making Styles P fucking NFTs? That's fucking our thing. And Smarts was like, yo, Smarts and Jim were like, yo, we come in peace, Dutch. And we became friends, bro. I jumped into that space like, yo, who said you can make Styles P a pigeon? You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, P loves it. I'm like, I know, but this is what we do.
Yo, I wish I was a fly on the wall. What space was that?
Oh man, there was some soccer player in that space. I don't know, some crazy shit. But all I remember is, we worked well together. We saw our communities really love each other like this. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we were more concerned about getting the communities together every week, just so people could just not talk about shit or talk about shit.
Right.
Or be like, Dutch, why's the floor down? Or if you don't want to talk about the floor now, we'll talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. We'll talk about Trump getting shot. We'll talk about, the boxing match. We'll talk about what music's out. We'll talk about your music that's out. I think that was always the goal. It wasn't really a community space. It was more like a communal space. Like come in, we're going to test you. We get a little testy. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be nice and, if we don't like you, we boot you, you got to get vouch. If you don't vouch, we try and keep it, like a different type of space. McFly, Pigeons in New York always had their own space. I think McFly took it upon himself to do the Phantom Space on Fridays, which is going to be dope. So it's always good to see.
Are you going to be his co-host? Are you going to be part of that space?
The project page and I will be there. I don't know if I could commit to co-hosting at this time, but I don't think it. I think the community in the Web3, I think what people realize is you got to let the community do stuff too. I mean, it can't always be the founder. I've learned that early. It just can't. You just burn out. It just doesn't work.
Right. And you're super busy now, more than ever. Like, you got the new house, you got the baby on the way. When's the due date for the baby, by the way? When did you say it already?
There's I would say end of August, early September.
Okay. Looking forward to that. So, new house, baby is the first baby, right?
Yep.
Congratulations on that, and good luck, baby girl. So yeah, your hands are full, bro. Your hands are full. I mean, shout out to McFly. He has kids as well, so it's not easy, right? It's not easy to host a space, have a family IRL. Like, my wife is downstairs right now. I came home. She's like, "Oh, I know you got a space, but I come first." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm already like this watching her. She about to. I'll end up on episode of Snapped.
And let's talk about that briefly. Like, how is your wife when it comes to you and Web3? Not even on Spaces necessarily, because like most times you're not really talking on Spaces, but just in Web3 in general. Like,
in the beginning,
yeah,
she was right. I was bad. I was bad. Like she didn't like it in the beginning because I was bad. When I committed to the mint outs, both projects, ATS. So basically, I was a part of like 3 sellout projects.
Mm-hmm.
I think I lived in Spaces. I woke up for it. I went to sleep to it. And
so
then
you was like me. You was like me early on. Like, or I was like you more likely, because you. It sounds like you.
She was right. She was right, bro. She was right. I look back and she was right. I'd be on vacation. I was in Mexico. I was in the Spaces. Like, you got to sort of start to. And then I think what happened was, I think you just start to incorporate it more a healthier dose of it. So I think she sees that I've listened and balanced out. I also think Spaces took a more organized route where you can have a set space instead of like we used to just hop in Spaces and just
DJ it out.
Yeah, like we were just at this point there was no agenda.
Right.
And I think that's also part of why Chopped Cheese works, because there is no agenda, but we know what time, we know to set it aside. So I think that's why I did Chopped Cheese, because I was able to keep, instead of just what happens is founders burn out and then they disappear. And I just wanted to be found once a week. It was like, instead of me being on Spaces 5 times a week, random times, like let's have a set time, and it worked out. Smarts is the best. So it's cool. It's cool that it worked.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys did that, man, because like I said, man, nobody wants the ultimatum. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Nobody wants that, especially moving into a new house like we both have. That's why I'm asking for that advice for anyone that's listening or watching this. It could even be my wife watching this right now downstairs.
Listen, while we're on the topic, I think she went to shower. I probably got a good, 15 before I gotta make sure.
Oh, yeah. And we're about an hour in right now, so let's
look at this. Look at this. This is the kitchen, right? Look where I'm sleeping, bro.
Hold on, let me take this out. Let me get the bigger view here. You're sleeping
in my kitchen, bro.
On the couch? The bed?
No, that's a bed, bro.
You have a bed? Oh, because you just moved, so the bed is in the living room for now. Is that what I'm saying? No, is that
yeah?
That's accurate. How long did you move? When did you move?
Last week.
Last week. So yeah, you fresh. You still waiting for the furniture to show up and all that?
I'm not even there, bro. I'm not even going there, dog. I gotta paint. I gotta do rugs. We're living like this for a while, bro.
Oh, so what? You gonna paint everything yourself?
Nah, I got somebody coming in here.
It's just on your face right now, like paint.
Nah, it's not for me, bro. Nah, not for me. Not for me.
That's funny as hell. That's funny as hell. Shout out to Jim in the room. But let's get back to let's get back to the show. You know what I'm saying? So how many seasons has it been for Chopped Cheese?
We don't really have it. We don't really have it in seasons.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's not seasons anymore.
It's 76, episode 76, once a week.
Okay. And these are all the lives that have been recorded?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like it's more than that? Like, that's weird. Okay.
No, 76. That's it. 76 weeks. So what's that? That's a year and a half?
No, I'm talking about like the lives on YouTube. I thought there was more lives on YouTube.
On my OneDrive, you know why? Because when the space rugged, I called it the 0.5s, 72.5, 73.5.
Oh, okay.
So whenever a space rugged,
Mm-hmm. So what are you thinking about the future for Chopped Cheese?
I would love to see Chopped Cheese become. You got to remember something. Smarts is the brain and the nucleus of that, because that's why I need him. That is what he does. Like, there's things that I'm a vibe. I'll chill with my friends. I'm the friend that my friends hear that I'm coming to a party. They're just so excited because I'm the guy that sometimes I just won't show up or whatever. Because when I tell you, Smarts is like a professional, bro. He really is.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at Smarts' name real quick. Smartsworld.eth. This is the profile. This is the co-host for Chopped Cheese. This is a founder of his own project, Pigeons of New York, the same project that I'm a brand ambassador for. And you guys remember him. He was on the show. You guys can take a look at it. Episode, what episode was that? 6 or 7? But definitely take a look at the podcast. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. You guys can listen to that one. That was about 2 hours. That was a 2-hour show. That might have been the longest show I ever had. And I think we had a decent show that time. But yeah, I just wanted to show you his profiles. You guys can check him out. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We got Jim in here. Jim is like, welcome to home ownership. Home ownership. Jim talked to me briefly about wanting to come back to this side of town. So I'm looking forward to seeing Jim around here from the West Coast to the East Coast. That's gonna be fun times.
Yo, home ownership is already wild, bro.
Looking at the walls, looking at the 4 corners of the walls, like I got a lot to do. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. They weren't lying about, don't spend no money yet. Yeah, my wife doesn't listen though. She probably listens to the space though. She made sure the house looks like, and I kid you not, it looks like we've been living here a long time. That's how much stuff that's how well put together everything is. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that. And I will say that now the washing machine decided that it just wanted to stop working. So Guess who wants to buy a new washing machine? Yay! And the
Welcome to home
dishwasher
ownership, man. Keep it positive. I need positive vibes right now.
Oh, positive vibes. Well, the dishwasher machine has a leak, but that's only my problems. You should be okay.
Nah, my dryer. We learned that the dryer don't dry.
The dryer don't dry. Ain't that something?
Nah, it's like how do you put it? It's just it takes a very long time. I don't know if we're spoiled with the commercial grade shit from the buildings, you know?
Yeah.
But my shit smelled good, bro.
We smelled it. Smells good. All right. Let me see. Was there anything else that honestly I haven't looked at my phone not once and asked you any questions like I showed you. Like the notes I had to ask you or to go over, I didn't even touch any of them. You're so good at what you do as a salesman, talking about the Farmacy Fantoms in your life and your wife and your house that we didn't even get to. And I knew this
That's
was going to
great.
happen. I knew we were going to touch on anything that I had to written down, but nonetheless, it's fun talking to you, man. I can see why you do so well in the business you're in. I can see why your wife married you. You know, I can see it all, bro. I can see that you're the man for the job to bring Styles P into the space. And listen, I'm looking forward to the next celebrity you bring into the space. I know there's more to come. I feel like there's
We're
gonna be.
actually
Yeah, here comes the alpha. Here comes the alpha.
once the project once his last album in 3 parts is released, he's coming. Let's just put it this way: his album is going to be Ghost of the Past, Ghost of the Present, Ghost of the Future, and let's just say there's going to be an afterlife. So
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Let's put it this way: Ghost of the Past, Ghost of the Present, Ghost of the Future. That's his last Web 2 album, and then we just have a plan for his afterlife, meaning part 4. There will be a part 4.
Okay, thank you for the context because, like I said, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
I don't know anything. But now we got context behind that, so we're not going to drag any further. We got 83 people on the live, almost 100. Once again, shout out to the sponsors for the J Connects podcast, NFT Energy Drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what we'll do is, tomorrow bring them questions, bro, and we'll do a part 2.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, rapid fire on chopped cheese tomorrow, bro.
Rapid fire. Pew, 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 pew. Okay. I'll probably be on like late, probably like 7, 8 o'clock. I don't know if you're gonna be on. That's good for you. I'm never on time for chopped cheese by the time I gotta work because
we're gonna talk timing with chopped cheese. Make sure we get everybody in.
Okay. Sounds good. So I will be there. 84 people in the check-in. I think this was a really good. All of my podcasts are really good at the end of the day.
Hell yeah, dog.
My own horn, but I be seeing you on the TikToks, on the lives. I be seeing you tuning in. I see your face in there sometimes. So we definitely gonna chop it up. Again, it was great talking to you, and I've only talked to you twice, like on the phone, and now this is the 2 times I've actually really had a conversation with you. And
like with the back and forth, but I mean, it's tough to communicate at the shows, you know.
That's true.
But I'm definitely I'm happy it worked. I'm happy that we got this in, and we'll do another one too. I would love to catch up when we let. I'm gonna do something that warrants another one of these.
Got you. So, guys, definitely tune in tomorrow. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel if you want to tune in and watch it on your TV. I watched it on my TV the other day with my wife, and she said she doesn't understand what's happening. Like, she doesn't know what's going on. But she did have questions though. So that's good. Because usually on Spaces, it's like, you guys aren't talking about shit, is what she says usually.
I know what you mean.
I could be spending time with her, but I'm talking about, I'm not gonna say what I'm talking about, but you know what I'm talking about. And chopped cheese, she was just like, so is he really mad though? Like that's the question she had. Like, is that
Yeah,
like,
no, I know. It depends. You catch whatever mood, right?
right? And I'm like, nah, this is how they talk. That's a regular conversation.
Yo, I did not know my shirt glows in the dark. Holy shit.
Is that a Phantom shirt? I can't really see.
Yo, I got a glowy shirt, bro. Holy shit.
You got a glowy shirt. That's dope. That's dope. Listen, this is episode 11. You know what I mean? I'm sweating like a dog out here. But you know, this is episode 11, J Connects podcast. We are live. We got 85 people in the live. We're on X. We're on YouTube. Shout out to Vita TV, a partner of the show. Shout out to Rollo, a partner of Chopped Cheese, and the whole community. Thank you guys for showing up today. Jim, McFly, Aaliyah, Queen, Lowe, the whole family's in here. Yeah, Dutch. Any last words you got for the community, for me, or for the future community members that might be watching this down the line?
We are a brand that's part of New York culture, hip hop culture, weed culture, and we're led by amazing community members and Styles as the leader. And anything that's fractionalized, tokenomic. We got cold pressed juices, juice bars, pharmacies, IRL access, reasons to have people have a piece of a share of that brand. And that's really the idea of this. We're so early that we don't really know what's next. But if you believe in Styles and his brand and what he does for community, which is educates communities, builds parks, fucking opens up juice bars and food deserts. Like if you know the way he thinks and what he's trying to do, owning a Phantom, owning whatever we do in the future, you're involved with his success. And he's 49, retiring out of Web 2 and coming to Web 3. So no reason not to have a Phantom.
He's good. He's good. Who's not sold on that? who's not ready to go sweep that floor? I know I'm ready to sweep the floor. God damn. It's almost a selfie car. It's crazy. Welcome and thank you for stopping in, everybody. J Connects podcast coming to an end. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Web3 chopped cheese.
We're gonna get into that tomorrow. Once I leave this shit, I'm gonna have answers.
I can't wait. Oh man.
All right, bro. I really appreciate the time, for real. And just as much as you appreciate me being on here is as much as I appreciate you bringing me on here, dog.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right, man. Yo, we're going to get up in real life, too. I'm going to see you soon, dog.
Oh, even better. Even better. Peace out, everybody. Catch you
on the
guys. All right.